That's a good point. How do you eat turmeric? Part of our liver cleanse is we use turmeric intensely for 15 days. But turmeric has a lot of properties. One, it increases bile secretion. Bile is something that the liver produces to help release toxins out of the body. It's like a liquid. And it helps break down food and digestion, so it aids in digestion and it also releases toxins. And turmeric increases bile production, which is a good thing because any assistance we can get to get the toxins out is what we need. It also reduces the toxic load of the liver, and it neutralizes some toxins. It protects against toxic damage in the liver. It regenerates damaged liver cells. And it reduces inflammation. So turmeric is, I would get it organic, again, for multiple reasons, pesticides, but also irradiation. Irradiation is basically a process that zaps all the bacteria, viruses, pathogens on a food, but renders it completely ineffective medicinally. So you need to make sure that it's organic so that there's nothing to irradiate. And part of, again, the stipulation of a spice being organic or an herb being organic is that you cannot irradiate it. One way that you can do it is having a lot of curry. You know, there was another study in India where they found that children were sick way less than children in first world countries, and they attributed it to the turmeric in curry. So you can put it in curry. There's an Ayurvedic kind of drink that you can use, like raw milk or almond milk, and put a little bit of turmeric and honey. I get the empty capsules, and I just empty like the turmeric thing, $3.99 organic, dump it in a bowl, and make myself capsules. So you can just take them as capsules. I juice it at Whole Foods. You can get the turmeric. I'm sure you can get it at other places. I just get it there. And it's super, it looks expensive. It says $9.99 a pound, but it's really light. So you can get a lot of turmeric and just juice it into your stuff. And that's another way to get it in. But try to get it in daily if you can, because that really is helpful for the liver. Okay. The fifth one is taking care of your skin. From the outside in. Because remember that anything goes on your skin goes in your skin. Your skin is the largest organ, second only to the liver, and it's like the blood and skin barrier is very, very thin. So whatever you're ingesting or putting on your skin is actually going in, and that's why it's really important, like to scrub, body brushing, using the brush to exfoliate, because you're really eliminating the toxins that go into your body, onto your skin. So like phthalates, parabens, things that are in skin products are very dangerous to the endocrine system, which is your hormonal system. It interrupts certain hormonal processes because it mimics estrogen. So something that to look out for, that I'll just very quickly, during the cleanse, if you guys do it, I'll break this down even more. But it's called phthalates is one, it's PHALATES, and the other one is parabens. You want to look on your labels for that. Another thing you can do is infrared sauna. If you go to a sauna with the red light, that actually penetrates the tissue much deeper, like inches deep, and it purifies and eliminates heavy metals like mercury and like lead doing infrared sauna. Because your skin is as an excretory system, and we don't exercise enough. We have to sweat, because that's how you get rid of a lot of the toxins. A lot of the water-soluble toxins come out through the skin. And the liver figures out where it's going to go through. It needs to go through the skin. It needs to go through your poop. It needs to go through your pee, whatever. But, you know, if you're putting things like antiperspirant, when it's like the toxins are like, let me out, you know, and you're reabsorbing them. What happens? Breast cancer. A lot of breast cancer is attributed to antiperspirants because the toxins start to build up. So it's really important.
And it's very simple. It's something that is not natural.
Yeah, it's
something
not.
that is made out of chemicals.
Exactly.
Like, it's very simple. Like, if it's made out of something else, it's like,
it's not real. And you can, I mean, everything I'm wearing, my shampoo, my conditioner, my hair cream, my mascara, my lip gloss, everything is natural. The lotion, everything, nothing has phthalates. It's like minerals. So it can be done. It's like a slow process. And again, if you guys end up doing the cleanse, I'll give you some pointers on how you could start to switch things out. Okay, so moving along. Okay, another easy thing you could do to improve your liver health is to drink lemon water. So when you wake up in the morning, you just get a lukewarm or like a room temperature glass of water and put a bunch of lime or lemon. In traditional Chinese medicine, they say that the sour taste stimulates the liver. So a sluggish liver, or one that's just so tired of just constantly, trying to filter out. It's the hardest working organ in our body. 500 known functions. But again, science is always trying to catch up to nature. Nature is so brilliant, and science is trying to quantify and understand. So 500 known functions. We really don't know everything that it does. But when it's sluggish, one thing you can do is drink lemon water in the morning on an empty stomach because it stimulates activity in the liver. Also, the high vitamin C is attributed to getting rid of fats in the liver, as well as helping to neutralize toxins. So a lot of times, I'm not a medical practitioner, I'm a holistic health counselor, so I can only give you advice, but you do what you want. But a lot of more integrative medical people will tell you to take high doses or put you on a high dose of vitamin C during detoxification because it really helps neutralize toxins. Okay, this is another one. Number 7 is know your genetics. When you're dealing with the liver, and I'll give you a little personal thing about me, is some of you guys know, I was diagnosed with a thyroid disease, an autoimmune disease. Autoimmune, Camilita, cosita. Autoimmune meaning, tears into plastic on plastic bag. Yeah, let's not do that. Means the body attacks itself. This is genetics. My grandmother has it, my mother, some of my tias, some of my cousins. But autoimmune diseases are a lot of time have a genetic component, but they're triggered by environmental factors or like a big emotional, like a traumatic experience. So I did this cleanse one time. It was like a raw food cleanse, all this magical stuff, 21 days of raw food, a lot of like the cruciferous vegetables. I was drinking my organic kale, broccoli, and I felt awful. Like I was just like heavy, tired. I started to gain weight. Okay, this is before I was diagnosed. Well, it turned out that I had this condition that was activated. I had like a traumatic experience previous to that. Went on this cleanse to try to help me spiritually, and it did, but physically I wasn't feeling good. And it turned out that because of my autoimmune condition, one of the things that I can't eat when that condition is activated, like right now it's in remission and I do my best to keep it in remission, is eat cruciferous vegetables raw because it has something called goitrogen that blocks the absorption of the thyroid hormone. So what I was doing was like, your medicine could be my poison and vice versa. So if you know where you come from, if you know what the genetic dispositions are, then you can make lifestyle changes. There's something, a field of nutrition science called epigenetics, meaning it's a study to see how genes are activated. Because if you and your brother have the same genes and diabetes runs in your family, you get it, but he doesn't. Why? What happened there? So you want to know where you come from. If you were breastfed, different things, what the life was in the womb, what your life was like in the womb, things that you're born with, your genes, so that you can take preventative steps. And this is why, for me, genetically modified organisms is so insulting. Something like eating the foods of your ancestors, like in my case, corn. We're the people of the corn, and you freaking took the genes? What the hell? So it's important to reclaim all of that. Okay, moving right along, number 8. Avoid processed foods, again, because of the excitotoxins, because of the GMOs, and because all the food that's like in the middle of the store, most of it is genetically modified. 90% of it has either corn or soy or both, or some derivative of it. You should be eating what's on the outside of the aisles, fruits, vegetables. That's what you should be eating. So avoiding this, we are the most malnourished first world country. We're the most obese because of all the toxins in the cells. Because what happens is if your liver can't figure out what to do with the toxins, it stores them in different places like your adipose tissue, which is your fat. And so a lot of people that are obese, it really is toxins. And that's why when you go through a program where you're cleansing, you start to go through emotional stuff. Because everything that you were ingesting, all the emotions are stored there with your toxins. So it's really important to think about that also when you're cleansing. So avoid processed foods as much as you can.
What is the most common processed food
Hot Cheetos
that you would avoid?
Oh, I don't do hot Cheetos. I don't drink soda.
Okay.
If I want something bubbly, I'll do what's it called? Kombucha or mineral water.
Yeah.
I don't do any kind of chips in a bag.
Okay. Any kind of, even if it says healthy chips.
No, because even like kettle chips.
No,
they're all natural kettle chips, but they're fried in canola oil. Canola oil is genetically modified. So,
I think like that. I mean, you know, right? I mean, anything is in a plastic bag is already processed, right?
Exactly.
Even if it says like pure or whatever, natural.
Yeah, you just want to look. If you don't have that in your pantry, if you don't have that weird, sorry shit in your pantry, don't buy it. Don't eat it. It's not food. Food is something you're like, okay, you know, dates, walnuts, raisins, cacao. Okay, I'll buy that. It's in a little plastic thing, but I know what that is. I have it at home. You know, you don't want to get things that you don't know what. Okay, so this is really important. The number 9 is to avoid toxic substances. We're almost dead. Like pesticides, solvents, air fresheners, paint thinners. You know, you have air fresheners in your house. I'll tell you some of the ingredients, common ingredients in air fresheners. Formaldehyde. The EPA links this as a cause of cancer. Not it may be, no, it already confirmed it is a cause of cancer, formaldehyde. You put some, you know, yummy smelling whatever to spray the house, but you're spraying formaldehyde. Another one is xylene, Xylene. It's linked to nausea, to liver and kidney damage. Another one is naphthalene, which I see a lot, and it's linked to blood, kidney, and liver damage. So these are just a few, and again, there's 80,000. Only less than 1% have been tested for safety, and the ones that have been tested are not doing very well, right? They're not very safe, and they're still allowing them. So one way to minimize the toxicity is get house plants. There was a scientist at NASA who was trying to figure out how he can, he was assigned to the job of figuring out how to keep an aircraft like out in space free of pollutants. So he tested a bunch of plants and found that there was like 50 house plants that actually have microorganisms in the roots and these little tiny creatures. And by the way, we are one part human cell, 10 part microbial cell. So we're outnumbered by microbes, good and bad. What we want to do is make sure that it's 80% good, 20% bad, just to keep that polarity and strength of the good guys. But microorganisms actually will eat some of the pollutants like formaldehyde out of the air. So some of the plants use in your house that were found by this NASA scientist to be effective are Boston ferns, pot mums, philodendrons, and lady palms. They are the best at breaking down toxins. Also,
Lady palms?
Lady palms, they're these little plants little frilly ones. Yeah. And another thing is the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, which is a government agency. So when they say something that's scary, I'm like, those are the guys that are trying to say everything's okay. Yeah. So, you know, you really want to listen. So the EPA says that our homes are actually 5 times more polluted than the outdoors because we're bringing in the pesticides because of the stagnant air. So you can use a filter, a HEPA filter, HEPA, which breaks down over almost 100%, 99.7% of like the bigger particles of pollution. You can use one of those and ventilate when it's not during traffic hour, like at really late at night or really in the morning. Open the windows, ventilate. And try to not use shoes in your house, so you don't bring in all the stuff that you're stepping on all throughout, you know.
Yeah.
Don't go into your bed with your clothes from your street on, because you're bringing in, all that is on your clothes.
How about when you go to the gym?
Yeah, no, that's just like a petri dish. Gyms and daycare to minimize exposure. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to say real quick is manage your anger. The liver actually stores your anger. According to traditional Chinese medicine, every organ stores different emotions. So all emotions are healthy. It's normal. We're human. We're supposed to experience. But prolonged anger causes liver imbalance. And liver imbalance causes symptoms of anger. So it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. So you can treat it nutritionally, but you can also treat it the other way and find ways to really not, you know, there's things to be angry about, yes, but there's ways to minimize the extent of that feeling. So I wanted to give you 3 different little things that you can do. And a real quick side note that I thought was really interesting, and I'm going to read it to you because I actually was like, wow. A pilot study done in 2002 studied 231 prisoners given nutritional supplements. The supplements alone reduced the number of violent incidents by a third, which reduced the total number of violent incidents in the prisoners by about a quarter. This led the Oxford researchers to claim that the effect of nutrition on behavior has been underestimated. Unfortunately, the role of accumulated toxicity in the body and liver from common diet and lifestyle habits and its effects on our emotions and behavior has also been underestimated. So too has the need for deep body cleansing to remove all of those chemicals and toxins from our bodies once and for all. So imagine what we can do just like by going through a process of consciously eliminating as many hindrances into what your body wants to naturally do, which is heal itself. So, so one of the things you can do is laugh. And I'm not saying laugh like something pisses you off and laugh. No, I mean find your medicine that makes you laugh. Maybe there's some YouTube videos that are like available to you, or the friend that just cracks you up. Whatever you can do quickly to mitigate that anger is something that will actually release the toxic load of the hormones release. Again, the liver processes everything. So there's physiological responses that happen when you experience anger or any emotion. Like when you experience, like, you know, feeling in love and endorphins, like there's different things that happen physiologically. It's not just like a head trip. You know, it's like a real thing. So another one is that I really like, that helped me when I was going through something like, and Louise Hay talks about this, if you guys know who Louise Hay is, but she healed herself from several different cancers. And she was saying that forgiveness is one of the keys. And in fact, the main key and sometimes we're angry because we can't forgive something. So, and sometimes you get self-righteous because you're like, well, that was fucked up. Like, I'm not going to forgive that. But instead of like beating yourself up for not being able to forgive as quickly as you know you should be forgiving or whatever, is you just say, excuse my language, I'm talking in front of my own child like this, is you say, I am willing to forgive. Even though I can't right now, just the willingness opens something up so that it just comes when it comes. Chi-chi. Ahorita no, mi amor, pero siento que sí.